Hello and welcome to Out of My Mind. My name is Robison Wells. Today a painting fell off the wall, and I thought that before I hung it back up that I would show it to you. This is a painting that I did of Monument Valley back in 2002. I entered this in the state fair, and it won fourth place in the amateur division. For those of you who aren't aware, when I started out as an artistic person, it was not in writing that I started out in. My brother, who is a year older than me, he always wanted to be a writer, and so I didn't want to be in his shadow, and so I let him be the writer, and I was a visual artist. I drew, and I painted it. I started oil painting classes in the 6th grade. As I got older, I found two great jobs that really focus the direction of my work. The first is that I was apprenticed to an art director in a theater, and I'd spent 4 or 5 years designing sets and building props. The other thing is that I found a job drawing houses for real estate magazines. I've been thinking a lot about art lately because I just recently finished a book written by a behavioral psychologist that was all about the mysteries of human behavior, why we do what we do. He talked about why we have stress, why we fall in love, why do we even have emotions at all. He looked at this evolutionarily. He said the reason that we have phobias, like we are afraid of heights and afraid of snakes and afraid of spiders, is because that gave us a survival advantage. Because the people who did fall off cliffs and did get bitten by spiders weren't able to procreate and have more children and pass on those genes about risk aversion. But at the end of the book, he talks about 4 different human behaviors that he says that psychologists have not figured out just yet. First off is, why do we laugh? And why do we kiss? Why do we have consciousness? And the last one, which I find most interesting, is why do we create art? What survival advantage is there in creating art? So thinking about my own art, it made me think back to how I started out. And I started out painting just for myself. And then I ventured into drawing things for commercial reasons. But there has to be a bigger motivator in there than just commercial reasons. I have written books before for commercial reasons. I ghost wrote or I copy wrote, and there is something very different in that. So what is my purpose in writing, and where do I find meaning? I think that when I painted for the state fair, I was not looking for any sort of commercial success from it. In fact, 2 people offered to buy the painting, and I turned them down because I wanted to keep it for myself. Because I didn't just create it for the fair, I created it for me. But when I look back on my art and the things that I'm proud of, I'm not most proud about my painting, and I'm not most proud about my set design. What I'm proud of are these very commercial drawings of houses. Ostensibly, it's the most commercial work that I have ever done. I mean, it was directly to be used in advertisements. But I really loved it, and I think the reason that I loved it is because I was really good at it. And good at it in a way that I never was with painting and never was with sketching. And I think that being really good at something, whether it is painting or singing or dancing or making music, is its own reward. And when we're looking for meaning in our work, I don't think there is any higher meaning than being the very best version of ourselves. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Friday. While you're here, don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear comments from you. Thanks so much for watching.